Mexico's president says Mexico is safer than the US. Mexican President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador attends a news conference at the Secretariat of Security and Civilian Protection in Mexico City, Mexico, March 9th, 2023. CNN. Mexico is a safer country than the United States. Mexican President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador argued on Monday, weeks after the high profile kidnapping of four Americans drew global attention to the country's security crisis. Mexico is safer than the United States. There's no issue with traveling safely through Mexico. That's something the US citizens also know, just like our fellow Mexicans that live in the US, he said during his daily morning press briefing. The kidnapping Americans were traveling in the Mexican border city of Matamoros in early March when they came under attack by gunmen believed to be linked to the Gulf cartel. Two of the Americans and the Mexican bystander died in the incident. On Friday, the Texas Department of Public Safety advised that the residents avoid travel to Mexico during spring break, citing the risk of the cartel violence. Asked by the local reporter about security in Mexico, Lopez Obrador cited his country's popularity with Mexican American tourists and expats who have descended upon popular coastal areas as well as Mexico City in recent years to take advantages of the warmer weather and the cheaper cost of living. US travelers generate billions in revenue for Mexico annually. US government alerts say that it's safer it's safe to only travel in the state of the Campeche and the Yucatan. If that were the case, so many Americans wouldn't be coming in to live in Mexico City and the rest of the country. In the past few years is when more Americans have come to live in Mexico. So what's happening? Why the paranoia? The Mexican president also claimed that there was a campaign against Mexico from conservative US politicians that don't want this country to keep developing for the good of the Mexican people. While parts of the Mexico are established the touristic destinations, violent crime including kidnapping and human trafficking flag parts of the country, particularly in border areas. Mexico's overall homicide rate is among the highest in the world, and the country has been troubled by the epidemic of disappearances, with more than 100,000 Mexicans and migrants still missing. Accusations of inaction and corruption against Mexican officials have also eroded public trust. Last year, a Mexican government report blamed the country's own military and police for the infamous disappearance of 43 students in 2014. The U.S. State Department has do not travel advisories in place for six of Mexico's 32 states, including Northeast Tamaulipas state, where Matamoros is located. It warns Americans to reconsider travel to seven Mexican states and exercise increased caution in 17 states. Canada and the United Kingdom also have detailed travel warnings for Mexico. We don't take orders from anyone. Six people have been arrested in relation to the deadly Matamoros kidnapping, and Mexico has dispatched hundreds of security forces to the area in what the defense ministry described as a move to safeguard the well-being of citizens. But the incident has also sparked the ongoing tension between the Mexican president and the US officials. Last week, Senator Lindsey Graham a Republican from South Carolina, where the victims of the Matamoros attack are from, said he was planning to introduce a restoration that would designate the cartels as foreign terrorist organizations and authorize the U.S. military to operate in Mexico to dismantle drug labs, which are typically run by such criminal organizations. Lopez Obrador described the notion as the offense to the people of Mexico and the lack of respect for our independence. We are not a protectorate of the United States or the colony of the United States. Mexico is a free, independent, sovereign country. We don't take orders from anyone, Lopez Obrador said at the news conference. Previous reporting from CNN Tarazon, Rosa Flores, and Andy Rose.